Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 0 of the Human Mosaic, a podcast where each life, each story is a unique tile that fits into the bigger picture. I like to call it episode 0 because it's not going to be structured the same way as other episodes. Usually I'll have a guest with me to interview, and so the layout and the setup of the episode would also be different. I just kind of wanted to take this time out to introduce myself, introduce the podcast, what it is, my visions and goals for it, as well as some housekeeping stuff. So, just a little bit about me. My name is Caillou Rivera, but a lot of people like to call me Kai. I'm 23 years old. I'm a junior at Montclair State University studying psychology with minors in sociology and philosophy. Thought I was about to be finished, but I am planning on going to grad school for counseling to become a licensed professional counselor. I'm also a resident assistant on campus, and I work with counseling and psychological services with outreach and promotional events for mental health wellness. On top of that, I am planning on working with student government. I don't know what I really want to do yet, or if that's even going to happen, but we are working on that. So it feels like I am doing a lot on campus, but ironically, it also feels like I'm not doing enough. So I asked myself, I know I'm passionate about helping people and learning and growing, and yapping. I love to talk. So how can I create an impact while combining it with those passions? And so this is really the answer I came up with. So the Human Mosaic stems from this idea that our identity or ourselves are made up of a bunch of pieces. And these pieces come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors, and they come together to create this beautiful picture that represents us, or the self. Very much like a mosaic you see like at a church. And then we ourselves are just a small piece of whatever communities or groups we're a part of, and then even smaller piece when we look at the society as a whole. So that really leads us into the goal of the Human Mosaic. This podcast aims to explore each person's experience or stories through interviews, which are typically 30 minutes to an hour, and reflect on how those pieces of you fit into that bigger picture that I referenced before, whether that be yourself, the people around you, or the entirety of society. When people can look at someone who come from a completely different background but share similar experiences to them, I think that can foster this feeling of acceptance and compassion. And then additionally, when people have the same background but have completely different experiences, I think that's very eye-opening and can help us embrace our uniqueness as individuals. And so with that being said, everyone has a different looking picture with different looking tiles or different looking pieces, and that alone makes your experience or story worth hearing. So virtually anyone can come up here for an episode, and so I encourage you guys to come out to reach out to me and join if you'd like. And the information for that will be found in the description of wherever you're watching this on. And so the topic can really be anything as long as it relates to you, with an asterisk. Because if I give you guys that freedom, you're going to abuse it, and we just can't have that. So anything goes, really, as long as it's not hateful. So freedom of speech does not apply to hate speech, y'all. Just a reminder. So if you come up here with a story about an experience you had with a person, and then you have your opinion about it, cool, whatever, and then you come to say, this is why I hate so-and-so people, or this group of people, that's what we're not going to have. However, I'm not saying that we can't talk about controversial things. I do understand that there are things that people are just not going to agree with, including myself. I obviously have opinions on things, but that are not necessarily hateful or malicious in nature. So there's certain things that, people just don't like, and that's okay. And we could still talk about that. We're adults here, hopefully. And so we can really talk about those difficult topics as long as we keep it respectful. There's going to be times I feel where people are going to get, a bit more vulnerable than others, and I want to make sure that this is a safe space for people to do so. And so with all of that out of the way, that concludes episode 0. Episode 1 will be posted a week from today, or from when this is released. And I am honestly so excited for it. I think you guys are going to like it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.